Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. This is day 30 of the pandemic, April 11th, 2020. Something big in the news right now is that Snowden is warning that governments are using coronavirus to build the architecture for oppression. And there's a lot of people, conspiracy theorists particularly, especially people who hate 5G, who agree with this. And some would even say that 5G installation is the reason that this is going on. Well, I'm not quite sure I would agree with that. There are a lot of troubling things going on, but in times of emergency, it's completely normal for laws to be flipped on their heads. That's what happens when places declare states of emergency. Ontario is gathering cell phone location data from telecoms to find out where people are still congregating amid coronavirus shutdown. Mr. Tory, that's the mayor of Toronto right there. The city of Toronto is obtaining cell phone data from wireless carriers to help it identify where the people have assembled in groups. Part of its attempts to slow the spread of COVID-19. Mr. Mayor John Tory said we had the cell phone companies give us the data on the ping of their networks in the weekend so that we could see where the people are still congregating. Toronto said during an online conference, so they can still find out. These guys aren't playing either. These guys aren't playing. Check this out. This is Dundas Square. Dundas Square is what do you call it? Times Square of New York. This isn't edited in. This is actually what they had up there, and there's almost nobody there. And even now, they're still putting up things in Toronto Times Square. Everybody stay in. I'm telling you, someone who knows Toronto. Toronto is like New York right now. There's nobody on the streets, and it's freaking amazing. And things are getting interesting over in Italy. Italian mayor is using drones to scream profanities at residents, ignoring lockdown. I love this. Look at this. Look at this. He uses this freaking unbelievably powered drone in order to give these people a hard time. Wonder if they're both boys or if one's a boy and one's a girl or something. You know, what these guys should have done is they should have run into the trees. The helicopters. Well, you get a picture of it. You just get a picture of it. If you run into the trees, those drones can't follow you. That's freaking hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. You got to see the setup these guys are using too. Right over here, global news. Look at that setup. Oh man, I bet women walk by there's like sploosh. I know I would. That's some pretty sexy technology right there. That's beautiful technology. I want to get me some of that. It's just I hope my government's not going to have to use it on me. But I want you guys to know that this is not unheard of. In times of emergency, crazy stuff happens. Let's check out this Sedimentation Act of 1918. And basically, you are not allowed to say anything bad about the U.S. government. It was law. When it applies only in times when the United States is in war. The U.S. was in a declared state of war. First World War. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so it's an act of the United States Congress that extended the Espionage Act of 1917 to cover a broader range of offenses, notably speech and the expression of an opinion that casts the government or the war effort in a negative light or in or or interfered with the sale of government bonds. That's interesting. So I heard a story that there was a woman knitting socks for the Red Cross, and someone came by and said the soldiers will never see those, and he ended up getting charged. I don't think he saw jail time. No, he did see a little bit of jail time for that way back in the day. This is what happens though. Emergency times call for emergency measures, unfortunately. We'll get through this. I'm sure we will. But things are getting a bit creepy. Things are getting a bit creepy because things are getting a little bit different. And while I'm glad that we're being taken care of, I can see how someone with an imagination would take this as a bit of a conspiracy theory. We're in interesting times, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? Anyways, that's it from me, folks. Take care of each other. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Always appreciate it. And as always, once again, take care of each other.